So I saw something overnight when I was surfing through social media, and I almost just got up and started taping at like 3 a.m. But then I thought better of it. Thought, let me wait till the morning. Um, so this is rare. Usually I tape at night, and that's why you got all this chaos here. But change the angle up. Just bear with me for it. Um, but what I saw was a real pet peeve of mine. Something that's really I'm starting to see it bother, and it bothered me in a couple different levels. It was with today being Father's Day, a nice Father's Day tweet and video from Speaker of the House Paul Ryan. Um, I don't care to read really the exact tweet. I don't care to name the kids and all this. It would, under different circumstances, be a perfectly reasonable, fine tweet. It's great that the guy loves his kids and everything. So my contention is not with that. My contention, however, is twofold. Um, One, that Paul Ryan is a piece of shit who supports a lot of Trump's immigration policies that tear away children from their parents. So he has a lot of nerve to talk about caring about his kids, and that's fine. But when it comes to other kids, predominantly poor kids and kids from and brown kids, he doesn't give a fuck. And the second part is about Paul Ryan himself, who has been for years an enabler, a right winger, a vicious, nasty piece of shit. But the media makes him out to be some sort of intellectual, some sort of intelligent voice of the right, and then also some sort of compassionate voice on the right. And it's one thing to come off as intellectual when you're not. We all do it. That's fine. And credit to Paul Ryan for making himself sound smarter than his crappy economic policies really are. But the fact that they make him out to be compassionate, because he doesn't talk like Trump. He doesn't come off as vicious as a Trump or a Jeff Sessions, or some of these other really nasty sounding folk. But he talks like he cares. He talks like he cares about the poor, and he sells it, and people believe him. So for years, they said, oh, he's intellectual, and they say, oh, he wants to help the poor. But look at his policies. First, look where he's from, Wisconsin. The right to work laws that they support there, that basically crush unions, which are supposed to be speaking for the working person, right? Think about his feelings on a woman's right to choose on abortion, and how he's so desperate about small government, except when it comes down to getting inside a woman's body. He doesn't seem to have a problem there, about enforcing his own beliefs on everybody else. When you look at what he's interested in, it's increasing the military budget at the expense of programs like education, healthcare, welfare, which help poor people, right? And then he has the nerve to say, oh, we have to have heart in our policy. Son of a bitch, your policy's never been good for as long as you've been in the Congress. You haven't done anything, all right? You talk a big game, but your policies bear out that you are like every Republican that's out there. Your primary interest is for the rich. And that's the central ideology of the Republican Party. That's not up for debate. That's always been the case, okay? They trick poor people to vote for them, and oftentimes not even out tricking as much as the Democrats now become very incompetent, and they themselves don't always speak for the poor. They're a little bit better. So I'm not doing this to defend the Democrats. Obviously, the Democrats are better than the Republicans, but Democrats haven't sold that message. But traditionally, when you look at it, the Republicans are the party of the business class, the upper class, and that's fine. I know plenty of people are Republicans, and they're fiscally conservative, and they feel it should be, that's the style, and that's all right. But they're also not misrepresenting it, okay? And often those people that I talk to are within the financial sector, so they're looking to vote their interests, which I may not agree with, but I can at least understand the logic. But when you talk about Paul Ryan, they make him out to be an intellectual, compassionate conservative. It's not a thing. It's absolutely not a thing. Other things you can talk about: his support for wars, bombing children in other countries, his basically tax support, even though they say they don't like it, his tax support, and looking the other way as Trump and Sessions are, going down at the border and pulling kids from their parents. All right, so he has a lot of nerve to post this kind of stuff about being a father and Father's Day when he's taking, pulling kids out of fathers' hands down at the border, all right, or in other places. They've empowered ICE, which needs to just go away. Truth be told, it's not needed. We want to talk about government waste. ICE is government waste. Okay, so just all these policies, and it predates, with Paul Ryan, it predates Trump. And it always drove me crazy, and it's bothered me for a long time that this piece of shit has a knack for he became the compromised Speaker of the House candidate. He's a right-wing, nasty, Koch brother-founded, union-bashing, woman's body-invading slimeball. Okay? He's never been anything less than that. Unless he might be using steroids. I don't want to make an accusation, but the guy strikes me as a bit of one, but that's neither here nor there. But, I mean, that guy is just a piece of crap, and don't be tricked by him. I have a feeling when he's leaving the speakership, I have a feeling he's going to come back in a year or two and try to run for president, even though he acts like, oh, I hate the job, it's terrible. He'll become a lobbyist for some time, and then he'll run for president. Or he'll back somebody with a shit ton of money to run for president, and they're going to make themselves, this is very dangerous, actually, because Trump is very overt. A lot of people see him as a threat because he acts like a threat. He acts like a rogue person. People like Paul Ryan are sneakier. They're more subtle. Silent but deadly, I would call them. They sound normal, they talk sane, they talk good, but they are all the same a snake. And they will, if they have their way, take even more money, put it in the hands of the rich and the powerful, and fuck over the poor, fuck over the working, fuck over the middle class, fuck over students. Student debt will explode. Fuck over minorities, women, you name it. So you have to always watch with an eye. You have to look at their policies, see what they're supporting, and see how they're acting. And look beyond just the media narrative. Because if you look at the media narrative alone, you're just seeing, oh, he's a normal guy. So, again, tweet whatever the hell you want to tweet, but a lot of nerve after splitting up families and putting kids in cages to talk about how you care about kids. What that means is, even though you talk like a normal Republican, you're actually every bit a bigot as Donald Trump, because you see the lives of your kids as having infinitely, and again, every parent I know understand thinks their kids have the most value, but you see the life of rich kids and privileged kids as more valuable than those of kids who are running away from really bad situations and just their parents are trying to give them a safe living for it. So we've already seen stories of students who have been living in this country, who are students who were active members of society, sent back, at least one case sent back to their home country, and within 3 weeks they were dead. Okay, you can't talk about American ideals and American exceptionalism when you do things like this. All right, so something to keep in mind. If you see someone like Paul Ryan, Scott Walker, all these people, they are wolf in sheep's clothes. So don't trust them and know what they really stand for.